COVID surge last spring, prom quickly became one of the first and the easiest events to write off. And then weddings started getting postponed too. For an industry that banks on formal events, these cancellations were devastating. MTN's Megan Mannering stopped by Rococo Bridal and Formal Wear in Missoula. After many challenging months, they're finally pulling through.
Panic. Sheer panic.
Co-owners and sisters Rebecca Wagner and Deborah Stebbins packed up piles of prom dresses in 2020 and relocated their business to a building on South Avenue.
We had just moved into this location, so we had depleted our savings to do the remodel on the building. We didn't have any debt, but we had nothing in reserve.
At the time, taking this financial plunge made sense. Their new building's gallery-like feel and open space better accommodated prom goers and bridal parties. But amid their big move, proms, weddings, and other formal events were crossed off the calendar left and right.
Now all of a sudden events are getting canceled in what should be our peak time of the year. We had banked on being able to restore our savings and pay off our credit cards and everything off of our prom and wedding season that frankly didn't happen.
Wagner says by the end of a normal year, they should have sold about 600 dresses, prom and bridal included, but you can't say yes to the dress when the dress shop is closed.
We had a month with 0 sales, and I still had to pay rent, I still had to pay power, I still had invoices due.
Rococo eventually reopened shop, but by then, day-to-day business couldn't just go back to normal. The entire operation needed an alteration.
We didn't know how the virus was transmitted, so we were concerned about it coming from dress to dress. So we were steaming to sterilize the gowns between customers or only scheduling appointments like one a day so that the dresses would air out. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes.
Wagner credits the SBA emergency disaster loan for ultimately keeping the lights on all of these months. It is a loan, though. The impacts of COVID-19 won't disappear with a vaccine or some lifted restrictions. But for now, Wagner and her team can focus on doing the thing they love.
Ironically enough, giving me like a fresh start. It's almost like made it fun again. You know, after doing it for 20 years, sometimes you forget that this is somebody's most important dress they'll ever buy. It's just another sale. But now it's all come back home, and I love the business again.
In Missoula, Megan Mannering, MTN News.
And with prom right around the corner and weddings back on the calendar, Wagner says her team can finally see lights at the end of the tunnel.